The release of the Kashmir Files, an in your face movie directed by Vivek Agnihotri about the systematic and bloody targeting of the Kashmiri Pandit community in the Kashmir Valley in 1990 by jihadi insurgents, has reignited memories of those harrowing years. While the movie's cinematic and thematic merit is a matter of debate, its impact on India's movie audiences has been undeniable. In particular, it has profoundly affected the Kashmiri Hindu community, almost all of which was driven out of the valley amid death and destruction. Kusum Kaul Vyas, the president of the Kashmiri Samaj, Gujarat based in Ahmedabad, is one of some 150,000 Pandits who suffered a wrenching personal loss of family members as well as lifelong displacement from their homes. Kusum spoke to Mayank Chhaya Reports, offering a first hand account of what transpired in 1990 when she and her family had to flee their home in Anantnag amid mortal threat to them and having nowhere in particular to run to. Kusum Kaul Vyas. You saw the film The Kashmir Files, directed by Vivek Agnihotri. What was your first reaction to it?
Uh, Actually, I'm president of Kashmiri Samaj here in Ahmedabad. So we had organized a show not only for Kashmiri Pandits in Ahmedabad, but for who is who in Gujarat. We wanted, because we as Kashmiri Pandits have gone through it. So we know what happened in the valley at that time in 89, 90. We wanted that people of Gujarat should see this movie.
Hmm.
The mayor of Ahmedabad, some commissioners, police, army, DG of jails, some ministers, media fraternity, those who matter in the society, we wanted them to see the movie for them to know what happened in this part of India at that time. And India, as well as the whole world, was unaware of what happened in 1990 to Kashmiri Pandits.
Right. And as someone who was born in the valley,
Yes,
someone who grew up in Srinagar, someone who
yes,
came of age just before 1990,
yes,
what was your personal reaction to what was unfolding on the screen?
Uh, I think it was very tragic. It was a cinematic adaptation of what Kashmiri Pandits had gone through. That was the only difference. Rest, as Vivek Agnihotri and Pallavi Joshi, they said that they had talked to some 400 Kashmiri families and they video recorded what they said. And on the basis of that video recording, they made the movie.
I see.
And when we were in Kashmir, so at that time, what happened? So they have shown that only. It is just that it is with the music,
I see.
and there is certain sound and music which gives a projection to something. But basically, it is same. There is no change, as they have shown a scene that a Kashmiri Pandit is having food and somebody is knocking at the door. He gets up without finishing because they call him. We want to talk to you. That is what happened to my Mamaji,
I
Pandit
see.
Pushkar Nath Kohl in Bijbehara, Anantnag.
Sorry to interrupt, but Pushkarnath Kaul is the same character that Anupam Kher portrays.
No, this is
This is a
Pushkar
different.
Nath Kohl is was name of my
I see.
mother's brother.
Okay.
They had shown that scene also in the
Okay.
movie.
I see.
Yes,
I see. Kusum, I mean, I'm sure you're aware that I was among the first journalists to do an entire cover story on the crisis and the tragedy that unfolded in that period.
yes,
This was in between early 1990s. I think it was by 92, 93 that I'd done a cover story for India Abroad and the INS Wire. My sense from the ground at that point is was that it wasn't so much as
Pandit Muslim conflict as it was something hijacked by a jihadi group supported by Pakistan, who were equally against those moderate Muslims who
Yes.
took a different stand. What is your sense of what was going on then?
Uh, Actually, we talk about Jews. They were killed by Hitler. But
Right,
here we had a Hitler who was in a foreign country, many Hitlers together, who trained and motivated some innocent Kashmiri Muslim youths to do what they wanted them to do. And anybody who was coming in the path of that movement, uh, they told them to kill that particular person. So they had planned a strategy that if you kill a Kashmiri leader in a village, particular village or a town or Srinagar, there, if you rape a girl or a two, Kashmiri Pandits will not stay here. They will leave the valley. It was with deep strategy that they had done. And all those Muslims who came in their path, who either tried to stop them, dissuade them, or even say that whatever you are doing is wrong, it is un-Islamic, or what you are doing to your neighbor or this, they were also killed. They did not spare anyone.
right, right. Uh, to take me back a bit to your growing up in Srinagar. By 1989, when the insurgency began to take hold in the valley and elsewhere, what was your view of what was going on early on?
Actually, I was just out of university. Uh, we were, certain things had happened in 1986 after
Yeah,
the election.
right.
MUF, Muslim United Front, was a party which was floated, perhaps with some intention to have a Muslim party,
Hmm.
but they did not win. But they say that there was some rigging in the election. MUF was winning. There was rigging, and that is why they did not win.
Right.
And as some of them say, that was the trigger point for anti-India movement in Kashmir. And that time also in 86, some temples were they were razed to the ground, and many things happened at that time also. But then Karan Singh took over, and the government, they took help of some people, um, the influencers in the society, and they tried to restore back to normalcy. But to us it looked normal, but there was nothing normal after that.
I
that
see.
we that we felt in 89-90, that it had not normalized at all, it had grown.
I see.
Every morning we would get up with a bomb blast.
Hmm.
We would hear a bomb blast at 12 o'clock. At 6 we would have a bomb blast. At 5 in the morning we would hear a bomb blast. And we innocently believed that there are some disgruntled youth in Kashmiri society because of this election, or because of some political, two parties fighting each other, and then such things happen. We
Right.
innocently believed these bomb blasts are for that.
Yeah.
But they were just, as uh, we had a person working at our home. So his name was Yasin. So I asked him, Yasin, what is this going on, bomb blast and everything? He said that, Didi, this is a trailer. Film to
Acha.
baki hai. And
Acha.
he laughed.
Acha.
That time, so we thought, oh my God, what is he saying? And we also laughed innocently at. But he was giving a serious indication to us,
Acha.
which we never realized.
Right.
Then we were doing some construction. My father had, at that time only, I think a year back, we had made a bungalow. So we wanted some some paneling, wooden paneling in the hall.
Right.
So the person who was doing it, he said, "Why are you doing it? Why are you wasting money? So my mother said, no, we are not wasting. We are investing money. We want to make it. Okay, no, no, you should not do it. You are leaving the house and you are doing it.
Acha.
My mother realized later on, ki, what is this carpenter telling me? She realized after 6 months what he had told her. That so many things were going on in the society, and we as Kashmiri Pandits, we did not realize what was going on.
Why is it that? Were you so cut off from the realities on the ground, or you sincerely thought that Kashmir couldn't do what they eventually did?
Yes, we did not believe that. My friends, my university friends, they gave me a cassette,
Hmm.
and they told me, Kusum, this is what is going to happen in the valley. You listen to this. It
Acha.
was a speech by Amanullah Khan, if you remember Amanullah
I
Khan
I
from
do.
POK.
I do. Yeah.
So he gave a speech. So he said, we will do this, we will do this, we will do whatever happened after that. He was saying that only. I listened to it because my friends had given me. But when I showed it to my brothers, when I showed it to other people, I said, please listen to this. They are saying that such things. So they just laughed it off. No, no, these things, they go on. Pakistan has been always doing such things. 71, Bangladesh, this, that. And it really turned out to be like that only. What Amanullah said in his speech.
Right. Right. At what point after that do you think your family and the larger Pandit community realized that what Amanullah Khan was saying was in fact going to happen and is happening? When was that point?
Uh, Actually, when Tikalal Taplu he was the leader in
Right.
Srinagar. He was killed in Srinagar. Then Pandit Sarvanand Kol Premi, he was a teacher. He and his son was killed by his own students
Hmm.
in the village nearby. Then in Anantnag, Pandit Premnath Bhatt, who was
Gee.
a senior advocate and an intellectual of the
Right.
valley, he was killed. Then at that time, when Pandit Premnath Bhatt was killed, that time half of Anantnag left Anantnag, Kashmir. I'm talking to Kashmiri Pandits.
Right. Right.
But still, my father had some hope. No, maybe because of leader he was killed. He would say like that. So we kept on. My mother would say, everybody is leaving, we should also leave. He said, no, 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 but this our neighbors cannot do this.
Hmm.
The boys in my office, they cannot do this.
I
So
see.
I also felt that I have friends, the way I have grown up. I don't think maybe they had a reason that they got killed. We
I
would
see.
think like that.
So you had explicit faith in the
Yes.
community. Okay.
Exactly. We had faith in our neighbors, we had faith in our friends, and we had faith uh, about the community where we had been living since centuries,
Right. Right.
since 12th, 13th century, when Kashmiri Pandits were converted by and by
Right. Right.
into Islam.
Just for
And
the
some had come from outside.
right. Just for
Yes,
just
Iran and Turkey.
right. Right. Just for the sake of record, please do name your parents. I
Yes.
yeah.
My father, Rais Brikrishan Kohl, and my mother, Rupa Devi Kohl.
Okay. Now coming to the time frame that we are addressing here, just before 1990, when things began to explode in the valley. Where were you, and what do you remember of that?
We were in Anantnag. I was just out of university. We were very much, because telephone lines were cut. There used to be curfews off and on.
Hmm.
After 15 days, the curfew will be in. It would be again out. Then people would rush to get some, groceries and everything. Kashmiris traditionally they store
Hmm.
rice and
Right.
other things. We have big storerooms,
Yeah.
and we store things. So even today also, if there are a lot of curfews in Kashmir, it doesn't matter much, because we store things,
Right.
and almost everybody has a kitchen garden, or we purchase things from the nearby. Milk will come from the neighbor, you know.
Right.
But there was a sense of terror, what is going on, what will happen. That time I was concerned about my career. Oh,
Right.
where will I work? What will I do? There is nothing. There is curfew. Everything is down. What will I do? It must have been same with everybody also.
Right. You mentioned Anantnag. It's just to digress a bit. During one of my visits to the area, I drove from Srinagar to Anantnag, and when I told the cabbie that I wanted to go to Anantnag, he corrected me to say, "You mean Islamabad?" Because they used to call it Islamabad even then.
Yes,
And
and
he was quite matter of fact about that. He said, हमारे लिए तो इस्लामाबाद ही है."
yes.
Uh,
Uh,
did you get that sense of that clear division?
yes, it was always there. I'll tell you, uh, my I don't want to call my friends my Muslim friends, but for the sake of clarity, I'm calling. They were
Right,
my friends and they are my friends.
right.
Uh, they always call it Islamabad.
Oh,
When at a time the name of Anantnag had been changed to
right.
Islamabad by Muslim rulers.
Yeah,
So they had continued with that.
I
Until
see.
today also they call it Islamabad
Right.
unofficially. But officially it is Anantnag. And
Yeah,
Hindus have been since centuries. The place has been there since Lord Krishna, 5,000 years,
right.
because it has reference in Bhagavad Gita.
It has a great history. Yes, yes.
Yes, it has a great history.
Yeah. When you were in Anantnag in those days, did you begin to feel any ruptures or fractures between your family or your larger community and the local Muslim friends that you had for such a long time?
No, I didn't feel anything. In fact, our neighbors, our immediate neighbors, they would tell us, no, no, you are not, let everybody leave, you be here,
I
you
see.
are safe. They would treat us like that. Now, they had a big kitchen garden than ours. They would
Yeah,
get vegetables for us. Another neighbor would get
I
milk
see.
for us.
I see.
But, uh, but at the same time, they informed us also that the other house, our other neighbor, that their son, I think his name was Bitta or something, he had gone to POK and
Oh, acha.
yes, they informed us that this is happening in the valley, our neighbors.
I see. At what point in this was in 1990 that you began to realize that it's time for you to leave? When was the exact? Give me the exact time frame.
Uh, Actually, immediately after Pandit Premnath Bhatt's death, we started realizing now it is the time. But my father was adamant, no, 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 we'll let everybody leave. We are fine. I think it is not like that. He had so much trust
Hmm.
in people. But then one morning, my mama's son, my cousin, he came at 6 a.m. in the morning and he said that his dad had been kidnapped.
Oh, I
We
see.
said we were shocked. I said, what happened when? He said that yesterday we were having dinner and all of a sudden some boys came at the gate. One of them came in and he said, we want to talk to him. So my father said, okay. So he washed his hands and went out. It was raining heavily. So we did not hear anything. We thought he's just talking outside the gate. And when after some 10 minutes he did not come in, we went outside and they were not there. Neither the father nor that boy.
Hmm.
Then they inquired what happened, what happened. Then someone told, the neighbor said that there were 5, 6 boys
I see.
and they were with guns. They took him away and they walked from this road. So they waited for the whole night. They were apprehensive that there is something serious.
Hmm.
But they, in the hope that he is such a good man, he has been helping people a lot. There, no untoward will happen to him. So they waited for the whole night.
I see.
So when he did not turn up, he did not come back. So at 6, uh, he came. My brother came to a place, and he said, then Daddy and me, we left, and we said, okay, let us see. So we went to their place. Then my father and others, they went to the police, and they said that he has been kidnapped. This kind of a thing happened yesterday. Then police started locating my another uncle. He was I think DG police at that time. So they located him, and finally, I think by 3 or 4 in the evening, in the afternoon, he was located at Thajpur. Thajpur is a place near Bijbehara, which is called Chota Amarnath.
Right. Which Bihar I'm aware of. Yes.
Yes, yes. So they found his dead body there, and they got him. They got
I
the
see.
dead body home. Yes, yes.
And this is
So
Mr. Pushkarnath Kaul that you referred to.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. So then as usual, what happens in such circumstances. But everybody was, we just could not talk.
Right.
So everybody was numb and shocked that if such a thing could happen to this person who helped everybody in spite of being Hindu, Muslim, or Sikh. He would help everybody in everything, whoever came to him.
Hmm.
So that's what is. I held his body in my hands. I checked.
I see.
Others were his children, his wife, his daughter. They were not in a condition. My mother, their only brother, they were not in a condition. I took him in my arms,
I see.
and his shirt was open. There were bullets driven body. There were marks on his body. They were still red,
Oh, I
because
see.
he had been tortured for something. So that time, I think we spent a night, we spent 2 nights, we spent 3 nights. Then one day my father said, we left the house like that. At that time, I don't remember whether we locked it or not, what happened at that time. I think, let us go there back. I
Hmm.
said, okay, let us go. So we went there. There outside the house, on the pole, they had put names of again 5, 6 Kashmiri Pandits.
Oh, I see.
And at the top was my father's name,
Whoa. Yeah.
that now it is your turn.
I see.
Then, then my father said, let us leave. I
And you
said,
left, yeah, left
and
immediately after that?
we left. Yes, we collected certain things. We did not know what we are doing, but we collected certain things. I remember I collected my certificates, something. Some things we collected, and we left in the middle of the night. And our neighbors, they came again, and they said, now you should not wait.
I see.
They said, now we will not tell you that you stay back.
Right.
We were totally mistaken when we told you stay back.
I see.
Now it is not your turn. You leave now. So me
Okay.
and my father, we left, and we gave the keys to our neighbor, same neighbor. And we told them that when my mother or my sister or anybody comes, please give them the keys.
Okay.
And we left just to save our lives, my father's life.
Yeah. Would you care to identify your neighbors by name, those who were so supportive of you?
I think his name was Abdul Rahman.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And his
So,
wife, we used to call her, I think my mother would remember her name.
okay.
I think her name was Latifa, but we called her auntie.
Okay.
She had daughters, and they were
Okay.
our friends.
So when you left Anantnag, you came for Srinagar.
No, no, we
Then
left Anantnag, and
Anantnag and came to Jammu. Is it? Where did you go from
no,
there?
we did not have any place to go to Jammu, but we knew only that in Udhampur, my Masi's brother-in-law's son is there. He had been transferred there. We knew that he lives there. He had been transferred some 2, 3 months back to
I
Udhampur.
see. Okay.
So we thought that is the only place we can go to. We know
Okay.
Tikku. So
Okay.
we went. We didn't know his address or anything. There was no telephone or anything. So we went. We arrived at the Jammu, somewhere in Udhampur. There we tried to locate. We asked so many people, and he was so new to that place. Nobody would know him.
Hmm.
So we searched and searched for so many hours. I think it was almost a night passed here and there. Then we found one Kashmiri Pandit, and we asked so many people, and we asked one, and he said, "Yes, yes, yes, we know Tiku. Yeah, he lives there." He gave us the address, and then we went to his place.
So this is you and your father going about.
Yes,
Your
yes.
mother and your brother, right?
My mother and my younger sister, they were
Sister.
at
Okay.
my in Bijbehara at my mama's place.
When did they join you?
I think I don't remember. It must have been, I think, more than 15 days.
I see. I see. I
Yeah,
see.
I think more than 15 days. You know, when they finished the 12th day and everything, I don't know. They had my mama's father was a zamindar. They had lot of land. You know, they had so many things actually. They had cows also.
Right. Right.
So
So
they had a concern also that if we leave the place, what about our cows?
I
They were
see.
so worried about their cows. They may be butchered, they may be killed, or anything. You know,
Right.
they had so many things to take care.
Right. Right.
So
So when you were on the run, did you get the sense where you might end up eventually, or you were just completely unsure of where you were going?
you know, we were just not. We were just saving our lives,
I see.
running away. We were
Yeah.
not aware of anything at all. What is happening or what is going to happen.
I
We
see.
could end up on a footpath also,
Okay.
but we were just trying to keep amusing each other,
Yeah. 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 And do you think
trying to keep up a bold face.
the movie captures some of that?
Yes, of course.
It does.
Yes, yes, it does. That
Okay.
is why it got so much of support from Kashmiri Pandits.
Right. From Udhampur, when did you start moving towards, say, Gujarat or Ahmedabad?
No, from then my parents, my mother, my sister came, and this family also came there.
Okay.
Then some of my masis, no, they also came there. There we stayed for 2 months.
Hmm.
So we were trying to sort out, and our then at that time my father's first priority was settling these three children. You know, my mama's children, my cousins,
Right.
two sons and one daughter. What will become of them?
Right.
They
Right.
were educated, of course, but they were not into a job or anything.
Okay.
But so that was the concern. So all the time he was busy in what to do with these people, put them on a job, help from the government. Of course
Okay.
government did help for putting them on a job, and they finally got a place to live, a very small place,
Yeah.
but they got a place in Jammu to live. Then we shifted there,
Okay.
to that place with them only.
I see. So
Yeah.
during that phase, as you were leaving sort of the valley area, did you ever think that you may never go back and you haven't gone back since?
No, we always thought, and my father said, "Oh, let us pack only few things because I think we will be coming back by Shivratri."
I see.
There was so much of innocence in our minds. I remember his words vividly. He said, "We will be back by Shivratri, and I think we will be back within a month. This will settle down after a month or so."
And it's been
And
32 years.
yes, and I don't know why. I went to my garden. We had a small garden in front of our house. I collected some soil from my garden. I put it in some paper or something, and took it with me.
You still have it?
Yes, I still have it. Then now
I,
I've kept it in my small marble box.
I can,
Why I did that at that time, I don't know.
yeah,
I then after many years I realized
hmm,
perhaps I wanted something of that land with me.
Right, right.
Why I did that. Then my sister and my mother, they asked me, why did you do that? I said, I really don't know why I did that in such, we were in such a hurry. We were not knowing what we are doing, but still I did that thing.
Right,
I will
right.
show you sometimes.
Sure, sure. Uh, I want to jump a bit and ask you a larger political question. It's been 32 years, and during my interviews in those days, I'm talking about in Jammu, in Anantnag, in Srinagar, and in Delhi, where I met all kinds of Kashmiri Pandits in refugee camps, etc. My sense at that point was that they tended to gravitate towards the Bharatiya Janata Party of those days, because they thought, being a Hindu focused party, they would be able to, once they come to power or once they have some influence, they might be able to help settle us down. It hasn't
Because,
happened. It hasn't
yes,
happened.
it actually, Kashmiri Pandits at that time, they felt that it all happened because of Congress, because Congress could not make out what is happening in Kashmir Valley.
Hmm.
If you, there is a letter going on in social media which Indra signed by Indira Gandhi and Prime
Right.
Minister's office. Someone had written to her that such a such thing is happening in Kashmir Valley with Hindus. She replied, I will send it to you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have that. That yes, to my dismay also, this has been the state of affairs in the Kashmir Valley with Kashmiri Hindus and Buddhists
Yeah,
in
but
Ladakh.
yeah, I
I
have.
That
I'm a
is
bit.
what
No, I'm a
Kashmiri
bit.
Pandits. Huh, sorry.
I'm a bit doubtful about that for the simple reason that she was assassinated in '84. Uh,
No, this someone had written to her much before that, and
no, no,
she.
no, I understand, but at that point, the situation wasn't anywhere close to what it went on to become. So the idea that she did not respond to a situation that did not exist, I'm not entirely convinced by that.
Um, Now we are talking about Indira Gandhi. This reminds me of the situation when she died. I was in college, first year
Right.
of college.
Right.
I remember someone, we were in a chemistry class, and someone came in with the news that Indira Gandhi has been assassinated.
Right.
I remember some of my classmates that they were happy about it.
I see. I see.
There was
Okay.
always
Okay.
a sense, anti-Indian sentiment among some people of the valley.
Right.
They used to be happy about anything bad about India.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's
Indira
true.
Gandhi died, so they were happy about it.
Yeah, that
Some,
was true. Yeah, it was pervasive.
yes,
I mean, in my visits, I found that sometimes it wasn't even out of hatred. It was genuine conviction that they are not India,
exactly.
which I found rather strange. But anyway, to come to the current times, 32 years hence, do you see any hope of you going back to Kashmir?
Uh, I I think I have been actually hoping the same for every year, every spring.
Hmm.
I hope every spring when it comes. After winter, for cold climate people, I
Hmm.
think still on those lines,
Hmm.
spring is a hope.
Yes.
So this is March, again spring. So
Right.
we feel, oh, now this is the year. There will be a change and we can go back.
Right.
With Kashmir Files again, we felt that now there is so much of awareness about Kashmiri Pandits in the country. In fact, many countries, other countries of the world are also, wherever there are Indians or Kashmiri Pandits. So again, a revival of hope has set in Kashmiri Pandits. The way it happened at the time of Article 370, removal of Article 370 and 35.
Yeah.
But then nothing seemed at that time. But this time, again, with that heart and with the same mind, I feel that now maybe government has to take some action.
Right.
They have to be strong. What I expect from this, the euphoria which has been created in the country. The cases of genocide which happened against Kashmiri Pandits, they need to be reopened
Hmm.
in the courts, and they need to be brought to a conclusion
Right, right.
that these cases, 1300 cases, the killings, the murders of Kashmiri Pandits, they
Yeah,
need to be brought to a conclusion.
right,
Now that we know, now the judges are aware, and they can call these families for testimony
right.
because they all are alive.
Yeah,
The You saw the first scene where the wife is made to eat the blood of the husband. She is alive, her children are alive, only her uh, father-in-law has died.
right, right.
The main protagonist you saw in the
Yeah,
movie,
yeah,
Anupam Kher, he
yeah,
has died. But
yeah.
the wife of that person is alive, the children are alive, the sister and brother are alive. I
Right,
think it is now the duty of the government and the courts
right.
that they should open up these cases and bring them to conclusion. And the perpetrators of crime, they should be brought to book.
No, fair enough. But my worry is this: from what I understand, talking to some journalist friends in Srinagar and elsewhere, the film has served the purpose of making the polarization even deeper uh, in the valley among the local Muslim community, at least segments of that community. With that as the background, are you still hopeful that you might still return because the atmosphere may not still be conducive to your return?
Yes, uh, actually, these politicians, Mehbooba Mufti and others, Abdullahs, they are trying to create a vicious atmosphere through Kashmir Files.
I see.
They are putting certain things in the minds of people. They are not telling that whatever happened or what has been shown in the movie is true. Let us all move ahead. Let us
Right,
create a Kashmir of pre 1990. Let us get together if this much has happened to Kashmiri Pandits.
right,
So
right,
let us get them back.
right. But do you
But they are doing otherwise. They are
yeah,
trying to fan the emotions of the people, the wrong emotions of the people, for the sake of their votes, so that there is utter polarization in the society and they get votes and they come, because BJP government is working towards that by the end of 22 they want to hold elections,
right, right.
and they want to get votes of such people only.
Do you fear that because of the way the movie has been projected, as if it is representing a certain ideology, rightly or wrongly, that's the impression that's being created, added to that by the Prime Minister himself, sort of recommending the film, which has never happened in India's history, that a Prime Minister recommends a movie. It's unheard of. Do you think
Yes.
do you think that might in fact make it so politically charged that it will not have the kind of effect it should have?
Exactly. Actually, BJP is trying to get the mileage out of the movie. They are
Right,
trying their best. They will get Hindu votes in the name of Kashmiri Pandits. As already for last so many years, 20, 25 years, BJP has been getting votes in the name of Kashmiri Pandits, Article 370, 35. There was a 5% vote swing
right,
because of Kashmiri Pandits in BJP vote bank.
right.
So this time, whether the opportunity has been created or the opportunity has come their way, they are supporting and saying that watch this movie.
Right,
It will create an impact for BJP.
right, right.
It will
Uh,
it will obviously happen like that. And politicians in the Kashmir Valley, they are speaking against the movie so that they get their share of votes
yeah, so everybody has
from the
jumped
vested
in.
interests. And between the two, Kashmiri Pandits seem to be there and there only.
Right.
It has become all about getting more votes for
So
both the sides.
so their plight hasn't improved at all.
No, not the plight has not improved, but as we expected that people will more and more people will become aware,
Right.
and it may happen as in court cases or other things. There may be some improvement.
Yeah. So to that
I
extent,
had I put uh, 2 3 sentences on my Twitter. I said this movie is not a movie; it's a movement.
I see.
But
I see.
this movement can snowball into an avalanche,
Right.
which can kill some, but it can cool some. It can create water also and cool the situation. But it depends on the Kashmiri community, both in the valley and outside.
Right.
You
Right.
can go to that tweet, and that
Sure.
is exactly what happened after 10 days.
Right. To conclude, Kusum, what's your hope at this stage? You and I have been talking about traveling together to the valley for quite some time. Uh,
Yes.
are you are you planning to do it anytime soon?
Yes, actually, I have planned a business delegation to the valley, because
Oh,
as people from the valley are saying that there are not enough jobs.
okay.
So from Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I'm planning a business delegation to the valley, so that some investments can be made in the valley, in the fields which are conducive to the climate and environment of Kashmir. So I'm trying the way I tried with Vaishnav Jan. I'm
Right.
again trying my bit
Okay.
to do something for the people of Kashmir, not Hindus nor Muslims,
Okay.
but something for the betterment of the valley.
And when do you think that might happen?
I'm trying my best.
Okay.
Whenever it happens, God should be there with me. I'm trying my best,
Okay.
and I will feel that Kashmir is getting peace back. We are to the normal when Kashmiri Pandits return to the
Right.
valley, and army is out of Kashmir to its pre 1990
I see.
stage.
I see.
Then only we will feel that Kashmir is back to its normal.
Yeah.
And till I am alive, I will do my best in whatever capacity
Sure.
I
Sure.
can do. And I am the connect between, because I have lived there, because I have left that place.
Right.
So I feel there is more duty on my shoulders,
Right.
and I should do my duty till I am alive.
That's wonderful. On that note, Kusum, I want to thank you for your time.